I did it. I did the thing. I did the dye hair thing, but I also did the adult thing. Quick, quick, quick. Look at that. Look how tiny this is. Where's the camera? I did it. I got the pill. I got the little pill. It's so tiny. It's so tiny. Look how tiny this is. This nothing. It's crazy, right? I'm like, what? Also, hair. Yeah, it's not exactly purple. I wish it was, but hey, you know what? Whatever. The important thing is that I have it dyed. Anyway, I'm just really happy that I'm actually like doing adult stuff. Like, I'm doing it. I'm doing the adult thingies. And it's fun and interesting and like, whoa, I could actually do it. But it's so nice to see that I have this now. I have the pills now. So that means that I could literally go swimming. Like, not right now, but like legitimately soon for the rest of my life. Unfortunately, I do have to take these pills like twice a day, which kind of sucks. It's a small damper on what largely is something that I don't really care about. But I already take a pill a day anyway, so it's like, psh, 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 psh. But when I get older, oh my god, there's going to be a lot more pills, a lot more things, all that jazz, and then there's vitamins and whatnot. But for now, I got that going for me, and I'm really happy. I'm also noticing some features and whatnot, as to say what. But yes, it is very, very interesting what's happening now. I'm feeling the changes. I'm feeling something. It's interesting, and I might have to go shopping soon for stuff, honestly. But I am happy that I was able to dye my hair a bit. I do realize now that I kind of have to, get more bleach for my hair, because my hair is a lot. I have a lot of hair, buddy. I'm not sure if you realized. But I do. I got a lot of hair to deal with and whatnot. But suffice to say, this is how we move on. This is how we keep on going and how we got to keep doing things. So the next agenda, in all honesty, is just let's go ahead and get our glasses done, and let's get a checkup done. Let's make sure everything's fine. And now it's just regular old boring stuff, and not just like, let's improve the stuff that I want. Let's just improve in general. I'm like, oh my goodness gracious. I might also have to be like running again, because honestly I haven't been running for like a long time, and I'm sure I've mentioned this before that I do run every now and again. Lately I just haven't been, and honestly it's a matter of I feel like it gets me sick. I know that's not exactly a popular thing, or like even it feels more like an excuse than anything else, but it's something that I'm kind of like, it kind of does, but it kind of doesn't. A lot of it has to do with just my lungs are kind of crap. So whenever I do go running, I'm out of breath a lot more than I probably should be, and it definitely doesn't feel like I'm improving my general health and whatnot. It doesn't feel like it, at least at the time and whatnot. I mean, after the fact, when you're actually running and you run like every week, like your body starts craving the running and whatnot. And I haven't been doing that in favor of just relaxing and whatnot. And my feet have been hurting a whole bunch. I don't know why. I get in these weird sort of moods with my feet where they really, really hurt for whatever reason that is. I don't quite understand it. And just like, ugh, they really hurt, like the throbbing, whenever I'm like away from stuff and whatnot. But this is the big thing here, is that I'm making improvements properly for all those little things. I finally got the pills. I'm no longer going to be on patches. As of this week, this is my last day on the patch proper. And then after that, I'm going to get rid of the patch halfway through the day, and then I'm just going to switch to the pill around nighttime, and then we're going to start doing it that way. I'm not sure if that's the proper way to do it or not, if I should just take off the patch and then just automatically gulp the pill down. But I'm going to play a little bit safe and just do one for that day, and then I'm just going to go ahead and keep going on like that. But I am supposed to take 2 pills a day, and I will be doing that from now on. I'll be taking one with my Spiro thing, spiritolactone or whatever it is. Why is it called so weird fancy name all over the place? It's so kind of dumbsies and whatnot. But I imagine I'm going to take one for lunch and one for dinner, because it's more of an easier fit for me, or at least what seems like dinner. in comparison and whatnot. So making changes is something that I'm doing. Do. Aside from that, I do have some other things that I do have planned for myself. I do want to like figure out when to wake up properly and do all these things and make sure that I have a proper schedule going on and whatnot. And that's something that I've been meaning to do for a long time. And it's just one of those things where it's just like, the more and more like you get into other things, the more and more you're like, oh, I gotta do this, I gotta do that, I got this time, and I got this time a lot and whatnot. And just it's a matter of priorities that I'm really trying to figure out properly how to do things. But at the same time, it's always hard when I'm confront myself to go do it. I'm like, no. So really right now I'm trying to make sure that all my scripting, I do like one segment of it a day before I put it off, and I'm just like, I have to put everything right then and there, and I'm just, I don't want that whatsoever. I always used to be really bad at procrastinating to the last day and to actually like get a project done or something like that. And thankfully enough, when I got into college, I started not procrastinating the way that I usually do. Instead, I would wait like the last week or something like that, and instead of the last day. And that's a big progress for someone that gets into a lot of these little situations and whatnot. And it's definitely an improvement. You got to take these baby steps in order to improve yourself, and it's definitely there, that's for sure. But I do feel like at this very moment, at this very time and point, I'm at where I was at in my college days. And I want to phrase this exactly the way that I thought about it when I was in the university. And we're not talking about just like regular college. We're talking about a university here where I was used to when I was in Hawaii. When I had that going for me, and I actually felt like I could step up and I become my own person. I could do these things, and it felt like I was actually improving as a human being. And I've taken a lot of steps back ever since I came back to California and whatnot. And it's been hard on me. It really, really has. And I can't tell you how much I've felt significantly trapped when it comes to coming back to home, because college is just one of those things in particular that just sort of is a defining moment for yourself to like figure out who exactly you are without any outside influence from your usual suspects, your friends and family members that are, with you and whatnot all the time. This is not always the case, but college is largely where you find yourself to be at. And it's really, really just invigorating and exciting to just be out there and just explore who you are when you're in a university, because there's so many things and so many people are just like open-minded to certain things, and it's so cool. And I certainly would advocate people going to college, but at the same time, college is really, really hella expensive, and it's not worth your time. I do have to say it that way now because it just isn't. When I was growing up, it wasn't to a vast extreme until I actually had to go to college, and then it became a vast extreme. And unfortunately, I was one of the generation that was hit with that. And as it stands right now, in terms of universities and whatnot, I can't really go. I could go to a community college. I could go to maybe a private college if they have like a lot of funding for it or something like that, or if I get like a lot of tuition via FAFSA or some jazz like that. But for the most part, I can't really do it. I can't really go back to it in that regard. And this is not to say that I don't ever want to go to college again, because I do. What I want to actually go do is learn Japanese and like do that stuff. If we were to ask what my end goal is to like do all this stuff, it would be, hey, let's do this let's play stuff. Let's earn enough money to actually earn our keep. And let's go back to college and learn Japanese, and we'll have that all done. And that's something that I think is my future for now. This is something that I actually I'm thinking about, and this is the most that I want as of right now. This is like a 5 to 10 year goal here, and I don't mind if it takes me 10 years to freaking learn Japanese over in college, be certified with all this kanji stuff and whatnot, and just like I have LP as a thing, which would be really cool. But this is all beside the point here. The point of the matter is that for a long time in my life, I feel like everything is going properly. And I've never really felt this way until that university state where I was there, and there was the stakes were there, and I was doing college papers, and I was making those things go on and whatnot. And in all honesty, I would still be in university if I had the money, but I didn't have the money. There was no way that I have the money. In fact, they're still after me for the money that I owe them. And it sucks because I can't pay it. There's no way for me to pay it. And I wish there was. And that's just not the truth. Student debt is too much. It's too much for what you're getting. And you're honestly better off just knowing people. Like, I'm not joking. You're better off knowing people to get into industry is more than you are to just actually get the education for it. You're better off networking than anything else. You're better off pursuing things in that way regard. You find something that you want to practice in, something that people don't want to do, and you practice it, and you do it, and you do it, and you do it until you refine it and you tune it, and you make things good, and then you find somebody in the industry that knows people in the industry, and you get higher that way. Like, honestly, I feel this is the better route to go nowadays in comparison to just going to college and being in student debt for the rest of your life like I am, because it's not worth it. It's really, really not. And I hate how it is that way, because college used to be this gateway thing where people could go there and they were like not so rich and not so like they got something and they went somewhere. And that's not the case anymore. And it sucks because that used to be the case. And then it went all up. Yeah. Still, I do feel like we're finally getting to the start. Like, I feel like I just started. I know that sounds weird to a lot of people in that regard. And I know to a lot of people it makes a lot of sense, because there's never a point in your life in adulthood where it actually feels like you're an adult. There just isn't. I wish there was. I mean, a lot of people were going to be like, you're 18 now, you can do all this and that. No. You can't. You really, really can't. I mean, there's some people that do it, but trust me, life has beaten them enough that they know what to do. But for now, I feel like I'm finally starting. And I'm finally moving forward, and I'm finally feeling the effects, and I'm finally able to figure out what I want to do. And it's so interesting to me that I finally have this grasp. I have a grasp of it. And for the longest time, I haven't. It's there. I mean, there's highs and lows right now of over what I want to do, but there's also this sense that if I keep doing what I'm doing, if I do what I want to do, then I could do it. And I'm hoping that feeling never really goes away now, but that's not a case. That's not an indefinite. This is just how I feel now. But we're getting there. Things are moving along, and that's important. Whew.